Good evening and welcome to the Omnidog show. Oh, damn, it's Evil Rye. He showed up just when I didn't expect him to. Thought it was just going to be me. Damn it.
Of course not.
Oh, man. Well, Evil Rye is here.
The evil one himself.
The Evil Ryley is here.
I'm getting situated.
Are you?
All right.
Oh, you know what? I don't think any seen your new comic book room. I haven't.
Huh?
I don't think I've seen your new comic book room. Have I? Whoa! Panoramic view. Look at that. No more closet full of manga.
My little middle shelf area. I got a lot of stuff that needs to get put away. Just new things that have arrived.
Oh, you got a middle shelf. That's my next thing. I'll turn this table into a shelf.
I got two short ones back to back,
and
then it acts like a nice little stand right in the middle that I could have figures, a statue, or at the moment just stuff that doesn't have a home.
That is such a great idea. What?
Thank you.
What? Is that? Are those just Billies or what are they?
They're from Target, but I don't know if Target still has these shelves.
OMG! I just found more bookshelf space. I'm so thankful for you, Ryley.
See, sometimes you have to think outside of the box.
See, I'm not good at that. I'm more of a inside the box, set up a couch and sit there guy.
Are you the man in the box?
I am a man in the box, and I can't figure my way out of it.
As in the man in the box, like the Alice in Chains song?
Yeah, that's me. And there's Lou from Comics Guy 101. How's it going, Lou?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Good. I just found out. Excuse me. I hiccup when I drink carbonated drink. And I just had some carbonated water. Ryley just showed me that he has a middle shelf in the middle of his room right there.
Yeah, I'll do the little walk around. So
yeah, we did a walk around.
The comprehension.
I realized that I can do that too, and it can replace this table.
I mean, shit, you could. Yeah, I have a little middle area in the middle of my room.
Okay, I'm doing that.
You could even use that as your table if you don't have anything on top of it. But you being, the one with all the bombshells and all that jazz, I'm sure you would put something on top of it.
Well, no, I think that I think I'd like to keep it as my table where I set up stuff like this, like my camera and lighting and stuff for the show, but then it would be full of books. Holy smoke. Hola to Make Havoc. What up, Make Havoc? Chat Omnidog is flirting with us. Let me show you. You are all looking very bonerific.
I thought it said bona fide, and I was like, oh, cool.
We're doing the gift card giveaway tonight.
One of you freeloaders is getting a gift card tonight.
I'm a freeloader. Can it be me?
Sure.
Here's a good question, and then I'll do the IST intro. I already did that one. No, not that one. What is going on? Where would your legs go, Jess? That's a good question. I'd have to sit further back, and it might be uncomfortable. I was just thinking that. Here it is, from Real Slim Shady. Is Lemire's Green Arrow run a good start on the character?
Well, Marshall, it's not a horrible run to start with for the character. I don't think that it doesn't really give you any background and stuff on him, but it's also not one that's deeply suited in lore to the point that if you did feel like starting there, you'd get lost. A decent place to start, Andy Diggle's Year One is kind of a good one. It's just a single paperback miniseries, so it's not very expensive. It'll give you a good idea of the character and stuff like that.
Right on, man.
I hope that is Eminem.
This is nice. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Kenny Crayley Jr.
I don't know. I think the Green Arrow, what is it? Green Arrow Year One's a good place to start also.
Yeah, that's the one I was mentioning, the Andy Diggle.
Yeah, the Diggle stuff is good. Yeah, you can go from that to I heard I never read the Kevin Smith stuff. Kevin Smith did a Green Arrow run, right? And I heard that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Kevin Smith's?
It's a good one.
I read it. I liked it.
It's solid.
Yeah. And you're not a Kevin Smith fan, like as far as his books
I
go.
just wasn't a Kevin Smith fan of his Batman.
But I think the Kevin Smith one actually though takes a little bit, like it doesn't hold your hand at the beginning. Like it expects you to know things about the character and about the DC universe, because it does a lot about like his relationship with like Hal and stuff comes into play there. So that read that I knew about most of the stuff that was being talked about, but there was some stuff that I was like, oh, I guess that is a thing that happened.
And here's, let me not forget, Mac Haven. You already know I have to start off with a donation. $2. Thank you, Mac Haven.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Every dollar counts.
All right, so what do we hate?
Well, first of all, here's something we love, and that's InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. They're having a crazy good Black Friday sale going on all week. I already made a ridiculous sized order yesterday. Several publishers are like an extra 3% off. Then there's also a Black Friday code. There's all kinds of savings going on.
Shut your mouth.
No, it's true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really. It's nuts. So visit InStockTrades.com. Remember the code Black Friday and know that things like IDW and well, maybe not IDW. I know Dynamite was in there because I ordered a bunch of Dynamite stuff because, of course, I like Dynamite, and Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, Dynamite. I don't know about some others, but they're all on 3% more than usual off sale. And if you order $50 more, sorry.
Does that also include that new Red Sonja omnibus that came out?
Is it 3% more? Is that what you're asking me, or does it qualify for Black Friday?
Is it the extra discount? Because that's a Dynamite book. Just speaking of like some of the other publishers.
I'd have to go on and find out. Because I pre-ordered that from Tales of Wonder a while ago because I wanted to get the signed edition.
I'm trying to see what
there's a special signed edition.
Yeah. Yes, Red Sonja counts. I just checked it out. It says Freddie Alonso. Thanks, buddy.
Nice. So that one, 007, the James Bond books, which I think is what Jess said before that he had ordered. The Boys by Ennis is going to be on discount, and 5 out of the 6 paperback Omnis are currently available. And then under my own recommendation, Centipede Game Over and Mars Attacks. Those 2 paperbacks are also going to be discounted. Those are small ones, so they're already going to be pretty cheap.
And if you order $50 or more worth of those amazing books, you get free shipping included with all those savings. fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Yes, I don't know why anybody would brave the malls tomorrow when they could just sit on their couch and just order from In Stock Trades for their comic book needs.
I'm gonna toss another store.
True
for stuff
words
that you
never spoken.
For things that you can't get on In Stock Trades. Right Stuff Anime has an insane amount of really, really heavily discounted anime on their site for Black Friday, and there's a lot of really good stuff on there, like several classic series, several popular ones. The first 3 box sets of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, for instance, are $30 at the moment. I'm trying to see what else, because I have a lot of stuff on the way, and that would tell me Samurai Champloo Blu-ray box set.
Ooh, I've seen that.
Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt box set. It's not what you think, Jess.
Shoot.
Michiko and Hachin Blu-ray set. The Shin Godzilla film, Wolf's Reign, if anyone remembers that one. Shin Godzilla, I think, was like $8 for the Blu-ray.
That's a good movie.
Perfect Blue is on that sale. That's all the stuff I got. Aside, I also did get JoJo sets 1 through 3. Like I said, $30 each. Usually they're like 70 or more. So it's definitely worth checking out this sale. There's a ton of stuff, and they're adding new things every single day. There's like a daily deal. I think yesterday it was the Fooly Cooly set, and the day before was Eureka 7. So it's just constantly more new things being added in there for ridiculously cheap prices. I implore everyone who watches or wants to watch some more anime, check out the deals they have on there, because you're going to find something really good during their Black Friday.
Nice.
Well said, sir.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And they're not even a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting paid at all from that site. I'm paying them. Yeah, I give them a lot of money, and I just feel like a lot of people should take advantage of these sales, because those, like I said, those anime sets, like JoJo being like a $70 box set, discounted down to $30. I'm like, yeah, I'm jumping on that. Like, there's crazy discounts. Anyway, so what do we hate, guys? What do we hate today?
What's on the hate parade today?
What are we not thankful for this thing of 2019?
Is it everything or just books?
This has been.
I don't care, man.
Yeah, this has been a really weird year as far as like releases and stuff like that. I think the thing we can all agree on that we all hated were DC solicitations.
You mean all the solicitations that got canceled?
Yeah, because it was basically like you were rolling the dice every single time you put an order in, because you didn't know if you were going to get a book or not.
I got burned once in all of this because I sold everything that I had that would have made up the Hush Omnibus, and then they canceled that, and now I'm sitting here Hushless, and I haven't rebought those items yet that I sold to make up for that. But they've canceled a lot of stuff left and right, and they're coming back and kind of resoliciting things here and there, sometimes under different titles, sometimes in different formats. But there's still some casualties out there not happy about. That Hush being one of them, but one of the more recent ones being the Starman Cosmic Omnibus. And I'm lucky that I learned from Hush, because I did not let go of my current Starman Omnis for that book.
Yeah. I'm frosted that they announced and then never just, I don't think they canceled it. I just don't think they released it or did anything about it. And that was the Absolute Art of Adam Hughes. They announced that a while ago and just never released it. I should have asked him about it, but he probably wouldn't have known anything about it at Baltimore. His wife might have known, but that's a book I really wanted because I really love his art. And they just never, so I hate that. They didn't even, it's still on my IST wish list because I feel like if I leave it there, it's going to attract the book to it somehow.
Some will be published.
Yeah. But I really, really want his artwork in oversized format, and it really bugs me that they didn't even.
Are we not as like, and by we I mean like the people who collect things like we collect, are we not as large of a group of people as we tend to believe we are?
No, we aren't. I honestly think we're not. I think we are the product of a hobby of a hobby.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We really are. We are a very small. We're the niche of a niche, to be honest with you. Like, we have a small following, and I love you guys. I love the following that we have. They're very devoted, but it's a very niche of a niche type following that we have.
It's really annoying.
Like most people, you would tell, "Oh, you spent $60 on an omnibus," and they would go, "Are you fucking nuts?" Like anybody anybody that really isn't into this, they would probably look at you and go, "Wow, you're crazy. You spent that much like on a book, or like $100 on a really expensive DC book or something like that." But if you're really into this hobby, that's what it is. I mean, it's kind of the same thing though with home theaters and stuff like that, and like people that spend a shit ton of money on home theater stuff.
Everyone's got to have something to keep them away from the crack.
That's true. That is true.
This hasn't kept me away from that.
Speak for yourself, Jess.
I am speaking for myself.
All right. Well, continue to speak for yourself, Jess. Continue to speak for yourself.
Tom Marchitelli says, I think they have the Art of Adam Hughes. I think they have the Art of Adam Hughes resolicited for late next year. It's still on one of Edelweiss's catalog. All right, well, that's good news. Thank you.
I wonder why it got resolicited for such a huge delay.
That is a huge delay because I think that went on my wish list like January or December of last year. Chris Davis, I read something that said those signed copies are going to be like a week late because it takes longer to get signed copies. So it's quite possible IST will get them next week.
Nice. I think next week's gonna be a pretty good week for comics.
First week of December, yeah, I think it's going to be a big week.
It's gonna be a nice week.
Taylor Brown is thankful for the abundance of popcorn stores that exist. I know
like
you,
Popcornopolis.
Tyler Blunt are both happy about that.
You know, that's I was thinking about this as a good environmental kind of thing to do. When you pack things up, instead of using packing peanuts, you can just put some popcorn in there. And that way you don't have to worry about like throwing it out and it affecting the environment. Because then the person that gets the box just gets to eat the popcorn.
That's true. That is very true.
It feeds the hungry as well.
They get a snack and a delivery.
Oh, here's the problem. Emily emailed him and said the signed copies they were supposed to get came unsigned.
Damn, that's
the problem.
Oh, that's not good.
That is a problem.
Just go ahead and sign them.
You your ISP and you get all those.
Emily should just sign them herself. I'm sure there'd be a couple of fans in the group that would actually.
Emily, I take her signature.
There's a couple.
That's the problem. Now IST has to send them back. Dynamite has to get them signed. What a hassle.
That's a pain, man.
That's a big pain.
Oh.
But was that only to IST that it happened?
I don't know.
Were other retailers having signed copies?
Yeah, I pre-ordered mine from its sister site, Tales of Wonder. Isn't Tales of Wonder its sister site? Or is it Worlds of Discounts or something? I think Tales of Wonder is.
No, you got it.
DCVS, I think, is their sister site, man.
I think Tales of Wonder is another site of theirs. I think.
All three are connected.
Amazon says they are unavailable. This may be a wait. Yeah, Tales of Wonders IST sister site.
Oh, well, that was all.
So what else do we hate? What books do we hate today?
Do you want me to screen share? I got some I have some pictures of some of the things we hate.
Ooh.
I can screen share them. Let's see. Where's the unanimous one?
We should probably emphasize, if this is your first time watching this, we usually don't do this. We're usually pretty positive on the show, and we don't really like to talk about stuff that we don't like reading. But every once in a while, we like to throw shade at a few things.
I thought it'd be fun to do because everyone's gonna be like, "What are we thankful for this year?" I'm like, "What are we not thankful for? What are we absolutely just like? I wish this never freaking happened."
Oh, Taylor Brown hates a book that I liked.
Uh-oh.
Irredeemable?
No, it was called Matador, and Chad Omnidog hated that book too. I'm getting drowned in hate on a book that I thought was fine.
I've never even heard of this.
It was a gift from Kyle, my friend and Omar's friend Kyle, and I thought it was okay and fine, and I enjoyed it. And Taylor just ripped the shit out of it. He hated it so much. It was so funny. We did a review show, and he just buried it, and I was like speechless afterwards. Me am like this book. It am okay. So let's see. Screen share. Okay, your entire screen. Wait, application win? Oh shoot. You know what? I don't. Oh wait. I know what to do. I'm not good at this like Gabe is.
You got it?
There. Do you see that? You see that okay?
Yes.
I see some bullshit comics.
That's the first one.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. This is like, okay, we could spoil this, but we're doing the Omnis in a few weeks, and one of the categories is worst of, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be universally on that, other than Omar.
Well, did Omar? I know Omar liked the art. I was the one that didn't like the art or the writing. And Omar,
if I remember, Omar said that he didn't think the art was that he enjoyed the art and he's read worse, and that's why he didn't totally hate it. I think he even said, if I remember right, he hated the other book. He didn't like the other book more.
Broken City.
No.
Heroes in Crisis.
Heroes in Crisis. He gave it a higher score, but he was more upset by that book because it's in continuity.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So that bothered him a little bit more. So, but I think universally, I think when we do the Omnis, well, maybe Omar will put Heroes in Crisis as his worst of book. This is going to get the category for the worst of the year.
Yeah, it's so bad that like when I'm out and I see it at bookstores, because it's like on display. Like I was at the movie theater the other day, and there's a Barnes and Noble in the mall that I walk by whenever I get in and out, and I saw it like on one of the shelves. I didn't even go in the Barnes and Noble. I just walked by, and it's there, right there, like they're advertising it and stuff. And I was like, this is bullshit. Like, what? That's not the book that you should be advertising. Like, for people to walk by and be like, yes, a Batman book. Like, that's the book that will make someone. If someone is just like perusing the shelves, looking for a good Batman book to pick up, like maybe someone who's not read much or any Batman, that's not the one that needs to be up there.
No,
That's
no,
not the one that needs to be facing outward. You need to have something like Year One out there, or
Year One,
you know,
Snyder's Batman. Jeez, Hush, anything, pretty much anything other than yeah.
Long Halloween, Year One would probably be my 2 top choices that you should have out, but they have Damned. They have fucking Damned. Like, I'm so pissed off. Like, this is why the comic industry is dying. And what also sucks is, like, I really do like Brian Azzarello and a lot of his work, but like, this happens. And this is where, like, this was the book where I was like, okay, I think I have to reassess my, because when I see Azzarello's name, I've always been like, nice. Like, this is a book that I'm going to enjoy. And this was the book where I was like, okay, I need to calm down on that one. Like, I have to be a little bit more apprehensive when I see his name now. Like, all right, what is this book? Who is he working with? What is it about? What can he possibly? Okay, no, he's going to try and give people weird dialects that don't make sense. Okay, no, this is bad. He's going to try and, I don't even know what he tried to do with Damned, but whatever it was, if he tries it again, it's not going to go well.
It went so Azzarello went from a blind buy to maybe not. Yeah,
no, before I'd be like, Azzarello, boom, I'm on it. And then after this, I was like, I'm still like, I'm optimistic, but it's a cautiously optimistic buy or read either way on his stuff now.
See, for me, Azzarello's always been hit and miss, man. I've talked about this before. I loved his Wonder Woman. Like, his New 52 Wonder Woman, that was a jam. I fucking love that book. That was a lot of fun. I dug that. I dug Moonshine. I couldn't never get into 100 Bullets. It was the dialect thing, which he does that shit here again. So it did nothing for me. I know Gabe loves 100 Bullets. I couldn't. I
love it too.
Yeah.
I think it took 2 storylines where I was kind of like, and then something happens like in the end of the second or in the third volume of the paperbacks where I was like, literally, I finished the book and I put it down and I was like, this is a fucking series for me. Like, I will say, and then I just powered through.
I will say one of the most brilliant short stories that I've ever read came from 100 Bullets. I think it was only like a single issue. It was the one involving Marilyn Monroe. I was like, holy shit, this was brilliant.
Yeah, there's a lot of like single issue little things that happen in that series that are really good, but I love that. But then he had his book Spaceman. Spaceman was not great. That was the first thing where I really was like, I
heard that was like an incomprehensible mess.
That was the one that's what I'm referring to with the dialogue and the dialects and stuff that he tries to do. Like, he tries to make it sound like this kind of future slum, like these people live in. So they're speaking in like choppy English, but at the same time, like, they're using weird slang terms for everything. So, I mean, it's been years since I read it, but it's so hard to read. Like, I just stumbled upon every word as I was reading the bubbles and stuff. And it's a decent idea for a story that I recall, but he focuses so heavily on those voices using this dialect. And it's like, okay, that's neat, but don't do it for an entire series. Like, you know, in All-Star Superman, Grant Morrison does the like Bizarro issue. And that's just one issue.
It was a great issue.
But imagine like an entire series that tries to do something like that, but where the dialogue is less cleverly written. And that's Spaceman. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I can't trust him any longer.
No.
It's a shame.
I'm still going to read pretty much anything he writes, but I'm not going to go into it believing that I'm automatically going to like it. That's the only difference.
So that kind of actually leads me to, before we move on, into an interesting question. What's the one writer, if you had to choose one writer right now, that you would blind buy 100%, anything they put out, what would it be? For me, it's Jeff Lemire.
Beautycon.
Jeff Lemire for me right now. You shut your whore goddamn mouth, Jeff. that's why you try to slip that shit in.
What did you say, Jess? Did you say Chris Ware?
I said Kelly Beautyconic.
I'm going to be honest. I do read everything KSD because the only thing that she's pissed me off with was, and it wasn't even her fault. It was everyone else's fault that read it, was the beginning, her first Captain Marvel series. Her second Captain Marvel was better. Her first Captain Marvel series, I was led to believe that it was the bee's knees, and it was not the bee's knees. It was very, and the thing is, it's not even that, I wouldn't even say it was terrible. I would say it was just very bland. There was nothing about that series that made me believe that it deserved all of the hype that people had given it. And I've said this a lot. I've spoken a lot about how I feel about that. But also, I jumped into it because her name was one that I had recognized from a lot of things that I'd already read and enjoyed. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to get this. I bought the paperbacks. And I was like, I'm going to buy the paperbacks and I'm going to enjoy it. And I read the first paperback and was like, nah, fam. Like, this is not what I was led to believe it was. But I kept reading the singles and stuff as it went forward. And the second series that she does was a lot better. It was just more interesting. It seemed like it actually had a plot, whereas the other stuff was just kind of like beat by beat things. Mm-hmm. But everything else, like her Aquaman is just on point. Her the current volume of what's her Pretty Deadly is just nails. It's just so good. Like, for me, it's Sandman level. Like, I'm enjoying it so much. I haven't read the current issue though.
I will say older writers, Warren Ellis, and newer writers, Kelly Thompson.
Mine's Grant Morrison. It always has been.
Oh, Grant, yeah, Morrison is on that list too. It doesn't
but
matter.
I would also read everything that like Hickman puts out if I need a newer writer. I've been reading everything by Cates. I've been reading everything by. There's a lot that I read. Literally everything they put out. Yeah. But Morrison is the one that Morrison inspired me when I started reading his work. Not only to keep picking up everything he puts out, but I went back and picked up everything that he had done. So he made me read everything that he's done, his entire bibliography.
Well, Cates is what Snyder was like 2012. Only I think Cates' output so far has been more consistent than Snyder, because Snyder had a few like misses. I think his Swamp Thing was kind of a miss. Where Cates has just been, everything's been a hit that he's been putting out lately.
I think one thing that Snyder suffers from, and this is coming from like me being a fan of his versus Donny Cates and his current stuff, is Snyder has the same issues with everything that he writes because he also has the same plot points that he hits with everything he writes. If you go back, you'll notice a lot of similarities between everything he does, and he has trouble with completely landing his conclusions. And if you note,
I agree with that.
His two biggest things that he's done don't have conclusions. American Vampire is still ongoing, and then number 2, his Batman. He wrapped up his run, but then he started All-Star Batman, and then he started Metal, and then he started on Justice League. So he's wrapping up Justice League now, which is basically the culmination of everything that started from back when he started on Batman. But he's just keeps on, and there's really not a conclusion to what he does. He likes to leave things with a hook, and I think that comes from being, or at least being inspired by horror writers, is leaving that question dangling.
Well, that's a horror trope. That's a Stephen King trope. That's horror writers love to do that, where they'll always leave it room for a sequel, or always leave room for something else to come along the way. You'll notice that a lot. I totally agree with you. I still think the best thing that he has written is Black Mirror. Like, he has still, to me, not been able to top how fucking great Black Mirror is.
No, 100%. But I think it's for the reason why it can work in horror books more than it can work in the comics, especially when you're writing for an ongoing character that, like Batman, is not going to have a conclusive issue. It's not going to end. Is in horror books, it's like you leave the audience wondering. Like the end of let's ignore the fact that there's like 12 Halloween movies. The end of the first Halloween movie leaves you with that.
Most fans do now. There's like 4 different timelines for Halloween.
Yeah. And that's what, like, in a horror book, or a horror movie or a horror book, you do something like that where you leave the fans with the question of, like, you know, did this person really make it out? Did they really defeat the monster? What really happened? And it's, you know, and I'm sure that Jess has seen a lot of this in his movie watching recently. But in comics, you can't really do that successfully because you're going to have another issue next month.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's not by the same writer, but eventually someone's going to follow up on that. And so it just doesn't work as well. But it works even less well when your hook is at the end of an arc that's the beginning of your multi-year run.
Yeah.
So that really makes that type of tactic lose its punch.
Right. I get exactly what you're saying.
I mean, I'm excited to see if he sticks to the landing for American Vampire next year, because we're finally getting the ending of this damn story. According to him, he's wrapping it up next year.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But he's been saying that he's planning to wrap up American Vampire for like years, like the ending is coming soon or something like that. So we'll see what happens. But he seems
I feel like part of it has to do with DC's whole like shenanigans with Vertigo and rebranding Vertigo and stuff. And now they finally I'm not going to say finally. I'm going to say now they have another like imprint. They got rid of Vertigo and they've got Stephen King's kid, Joe Hill, has his own imprint at DC. And I'm guessing that that's what they're going to put American Vampire under when it comes back. But they didn't really have an imprint for a while, so they're not going to just put out that series. I don't know. They probably could have kept the imprint going if they had a seller like American Vampire, though. So who knows? I don't work for DC.
Joe Hill is such a good fucking writer. Like his prose stuff is good. His comics are good. He's one of those guys where I'm like, man, you really nailed it, and you inherited your dad's really good writing, and you can stick landings. You can stick endings. So.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to do Witches. I forgot about Witches.
Oh, yeah, that was supposed to continue, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're doing a movie. He just had a new comic that came out with Jess's favorite boy, the lawyer. I can't remember his name.
Charles Soule.
Yeah, Undiscovered Country or County, something like that.
The first issue came out, I guess, a little bit ago. I haven't read it yet.
List.
Huh?
That's a book I can add to the list. I wasn't thankful for that book.
What? Undiscovered Country? County?
No, 44 letters or whatever that was.
Yeah, Jess is not a Charles Soule fan.
He's very hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
What was that?
I usually like his.
Okay, here's a book that I'm not thankful for. I'll pick one. And it'll surprise you because of the author.
Tom King, isn't it? It's a Tom King book.
No. It is Greg Rucka book.
Wow. Oh, I remember this. This was horrible.
I think I dropped it.
Yeah, I read the first issue and I was like, wow, this is really not good, Rucka. And Rucka's a solid. I usually pick up anything he writes.
Yeah, Taylor Brown sent me an article or gave me the gist of an article of an interview with Greg Rucka. And even Greg Rucka is not happy with this book. He said he really dropped the ball on this. And he's really unhappy with this book himself. So we're not alone in not liking this particular book, not being thankful for this particular book. This was a big disappointment for me. Big disappointment.
People hating on Lazarus in the chat. I fucking love Lazarus.
I do too. I'm really surprised that people are not liking Lazarus.
I love the shit.
I'm so lost on that book. I like, it's one of those that reading as many ongoing series as I do per month, I tend to forget what was happening in some of them, and that's one that I can't remember what was going on. I keep reading it, but just imagine like reading a random issue of a series every month that you've never read anything else of, and you're just like,
well, I fell off.
Okay.
I fell off of it because he did like an XY, like a side series, and then he came back to it. And I've always meant to come back and read it.
Lazarus X plus 66, I think is what it's called, because it's like the year.
Yeah, something like that. And after that, I always meant to come. I need to come back to it and read it because I love Lazarus.
Lazarus is one of my favorite books of all time.
It's so good.
I think it's much easier to read as a collection. I think I would be utterly lost reading it issue by issue.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's my problem. I should probably buy the collections and read them.
Yeah, I agree. It Lazarus reads better in chunks.
Yeah,
much better in chunks. Same thing with, but I'm the same way. Deadly Class to me reads better in chunks too for me.
Yeah, I think so too.
I let a few issues pile up of Deadly Class. Like I've got like 4 or 5 issues I need to catch up with Deadly Class right now, and I'm probably going to sit down with that tonight. Along with the marvelous TKO books that we got sent. I'm going to read those.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys read any of those yet? I want to read the
I haven't yet.
I need to, because what are we doing Monday for those?
That's this Monday?
Are we doing it this Monday?
Is it?
I don't know. If it is, then I guess we're all fucked.
Like I better start reading then.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I got 4 books to read.
Yeah, me too.
I think everyone has 4 books to read.
Yeah, we do.
We may want to push it to Monday.
Yeah, especially like this is, here's the thing I hate that has nothing to do with comics and stuff, but like my work tried to give me some BS because I was taking a day off during this week because I'm working this coming weekend. They're like, "What are you taking a day off for this week? You have Thursday off," and I'm like, Thursday's not an off day, it's a holiday. And I'm like, it's not even a relaxing day. I'm not who after like you're a child gets to actually relax on the holiday.
I do because I'm a teacher. So
you wiener, but like I'm sitting here, I have to clean the whole damn house. I have to help my wife cook food because we're hosting 16 people for Thanksgiving. That's not a day of rest. This is not the Sabbath for me. This is a day of work.
This is why Jess is happy he doesn't have anybody over for Thanksgiving anymore.
Oh yeah.
Those days are long done, buddy. You don't have to host.
Long gone.
At the very done already because we usually take advantage of Black Friday to shop for other people for Christmas, and we're done. So
yeah, don't
have to worry about going out after.
I'm staying up till midnight tonight to see if early stuff pops up on Best Buy because I pick movies. The only thing I buy on Black Friday is just movies.
That's usually what I get for myself. I got games though. Like Best Buy's game deals are already up on the website and at the store.
Oh, yeah, we got to start playing tomorrow. Oh no, not tomorrow. Friday is when we want to start playing that game.
What are you playing?
Fallen Order.
That's a hard game. That's a hard game, Jess.
Well, I'll put it on easy.
Okay. Well, I mean, for me, it's difficult so far.
Well, you set yours on the hardest difficulty too.
Not on this one. I put it on normal, and it's still pretty tough.
Really?
It's a pretty tough game. It's fun.
I'll set it on Don't Hurt Me Daddy then.
Well, what else do we hate as far as comics go?
I got one right here.
Put them up.
Oh, that mutant. God,
I can't say anything.
I can't stand this asshole. I really can't. The most pretentious fucking writer in comics. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care. He's a pretentious writer, and all of his writing is so far up his own ass. You could see what he had for lunch in third grade. It is terrible. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't do it, and I can't. I hate building stories, especially because building stories is the epitome of pretentious art, where he filled a box full of the shit he found in his room on his desk, and he called it art, and he mailed it to a bunch of idiots, and everybody sucked it up and said, "Oh my God, I love this. It's the greatest thing in the world. This is revolutionary." Chris Ware is the equivalent of you staring at the bag while you're filming a camera and going, "What does it fucking mean?" It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Okay? It's a bag in the wind. That's it. That's what it is. God.
This is Chris Ware's Building Stories. I have a different book that he wrote. We can substitute it.
It's pretentious.
I haven't read either of those, so I wouldn't be able to say anything.
Is the other one? What was it? It's got built. Well, he has a new book out this week, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he does.
What is this?
Acme Novelty Library.
I've never read any of the Acme Novelty Library stuff.
I have so much of his stuff in my collection.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed in you. What is wrong with you?
I know I have this book, and I have Building Stories right there.
Why?
I don't know. It didn't bother me. I thought it looked fun.
Did you read it?
About half of Building Stories.
You know what? My point still stands. You could not make it through all of that schlock.
Well, yeah, I didn't particularly care for Jimmy Corrigan.
How far did you get into Jimmy Corrigan?
I never bought it. I looked at it at the comic book store and decided it wasn't for me.
Yeah, good move. I got 100 pages into it before I realized, oh, this is a book about a loser.
Yeah, his books are kind of a downer.
I don't need that in my life.
Jess, I didn't mention when you asked us earlier, I didn't mention this, but I think that my most disappointing one of this year is probably, and I know that the last issue is still a few weeks away, but the HBO series has just kind of proved to me how bad this comic was, is Doomsday Clock.
Oh, I haven't read any of Doomsday Clock.
So is it really that bad?
It's
because it's taken 2 years to finish this damn thing, and it's not even done.
Like that's one thing. Like that's an issue right there. And in the publishing, consistency is horrible. That it moved from being, you know, however many X amount of time between issues to being whatever amount of time, and it's just taken forever. I think there was like a 4-month break at one point. But it's just this really shitty, like, a creator gets to kind of take all the toys out of their box, and that's what it is basically a really bad version of when you were a kid and you took all the toys out of your toy box and you're having like your Jurassic Park toys fight against your Power Rangers and Transformers and stuff. And this is like Jeff Johns' way of doing that, but he tries to put some gravity behind it and give it some sense to it, but it just isn't good. And it's just his really shitty fan fiction about what if Superman and Dr. Manhattan got into a fight. And it's like, it's been 11 issues of just setting up this mystery about what if the Watchmen universe was also part of the DC multiverse? What if this was connected? And it's just a bunch of dreck. It's not good. It's really poorly done. It's just a bunch of like crappily made fan service that doesn't have the correct tone to be a DC book or a Watchmen book. It's not good at all. It's not. And I'm sorry, like people who enjoy it and are sitting there disagreeing with me, like that's fine. But look inside yourself and you will see the truth. This is not a good book. And the reason why I compare it right off the bat to saying about the HBO series is because the HBO series, which I was super not optimistic, cautious about when it was on its way out, has proved to me what a good Watchmen follow-up could actually be. And that is this show.
Yeah.
This comic is not that. I would 100 times rather take Before Watchmen, and I have taken Before Watchmen, before I would go with Doomsday Clock. Because those stories are something that could actually make sense in the context of the original series. It's someone taking what was originally done in the book and saying, let me expand on that, going backwards, and give my ideas of how these characters might have come to this point. Whereas Doomsday Clock is just like, I'd like to see Superman punch Dr. Manhattan, so let's kind of just fuck things up until it happens.
The Cook stuff was great for Before Watchmen.
Oh yeah, there were really good pieces in there. Mm. There were some good pieces and some great ideas. And the cool thing about it is like nothing that happened there. It's very contained in the way that like there's nothing that can affect what happens in the main book. So it's not going to affect your enjoyment of the main book. Not that this would affect your enjoyment of the main book, but like these are all the Before Watchmen stuff was all expanding on the ideas that you're kind of already laid out by the original series. You kind of already know, like through context, how certain characters got to the point that they are in the series. And this was just other creators expanding on that and giving their ideas of, you know, what actually happened. Take it or leave it. You know, some of it was trash, some of it was really nice, but none of it, you know, was offensive in, you know, to me, to my opinion. But Doomsday Clock is the opposite. It's like those memes where it's like no one blank Jeff Johns, Superman fighting fucking Doc Manhattan. Like no one asked for it, no one needed it, and no one set up any context imaginable that could even lead to this happening. I don't get why it needed to happen. But the series, the HBO series, does such a good job of, instead of just taking it out of left field, being like, all right, well, this is the world that we've been set up into. Let's see this idea of how things could be down the line, and then expand on it and, you know, give a new little bit of narrative that doesn't 100% rely on you revisiting all those plots and all those characters. You can take it or leave it, but here's a new thing. It makes more sense. It doesn't come out of nowhere. It's not just being shoved, you know, not having random shit shoved in there for no reason. It's, I don't know, like a full like review or anything of it, because there's still an issue left of Doomsday Clock. There's still several episodes left of the HBO show, so that could go to left field as well. I don't see it going to left field as easily. There's a much larger chance that the last issue of Doomsday Clock is ass than that the Watchmen HBO series winds up screwing up. But yeah, Doomsday Clock is something that I absolutely, even more so now that I've seen episodes of the HBO series, that I think is one of the worst books of, I guess, the past 2 years.
Yeah, that Watchmen series, man, that's going on my best of the year list for TV. That might be the best thing I've seen or up there this year for TV. It's so goddamn good. Like it's great. I'm only 2 episodes in. I have to play catch up because I know there's 6 episodes out. But I really think, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what, this is great, but I'm gonna wait it out and I'm gonna binge this because I think this will play a lot better for me personally once it's bingeable. Whereas like The Mandalorian, which I've been enjoying that, I'm like, oh man, I have to watch this every week because of fucking spoilers, and they're all over the internet.
Yeah, that is a good thing. I was 2 episodes behind on Watchmen, and all I saw on the internet was people saying like that episode was good. Well, with Watchmen, yeah, people were just saying the episode was good, but with The Mandalorian, it's like immediately you see GIFs and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, there's like, you can't escape it.
You can't escape it. And it's interesting because before, I'm kind of curious, like before Mandalorian and Disney Plus dropped, Watchmen was the thing that everybody was talking about. And now it kind of seems like not that the hype for Watchmen has kind of died down a little bit, and everybody's been more focusing on the Disney Plus and Mandalorian stuff.
I mean, I'll tell you, Watchmen got me hyped enough that I went ahead and ordered. That's when, Luis, I showed you I ordered the 4K of the movie.
Yeah.
I ordered that after I started watching the HBO series. And I finally got the oversized deluxe edition of the actual original series. When before I only had standard edition copies, and I'd been putting off ordering that. So that's how good that was. The Mandalorian is so good that I've bought 3 action figures based on that series, and there are only 3 episodes out. So I have Mando, I have the Heavy, and I have IG-11.
Oh, I love IG-11. Well, IG-11's voiced by Taika Waititi. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, it's Taika Waititi. The guy who wants to self-destruct all the time, the robot, that's Taika Waititi.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. So that's the influence that things can give me. I mean, 2 of them I don't have here. I'm still waiting on them, but you get the idea.
David Cogg, I agree with that. I do kind of miss the whole weekly thing. Not only that, but Disney doesn't have that many. Like Disney Plus, Disney Plus could have dropped without original content, and it still would have sold like fucking crazy because it's Disney and they're prying.
Oh my god, yeah.
They're prying on people's nostalgia, and it's fucking working.
Because there's so much stuff in there that's worth revisiting.
Yeah, and the Mandalorian is fucking great. Like it's the cherry on top on that thing. So it's just a bonus that it's just as good as it is. But yeah, I dig the fact that they had to kind of do the weekly drop simply because they aren't on Netflix. They don't have as much original programming, so it makes sense for them to go week to week for every single thing that they're doing.
Yeah, 100%. And I enjoy not having, because this is what would happen with anything else that came on Netflix. Like all those episodes would drop at once. Mm-hmm. You have a 13-hour season of something, and somehow these crazy ass people are able, like, I wake up the next morning and people are already talking about like, oh man, the ending of whatever Daredevil season 3 was great. And I'm like, yeah. I've watched half of an episode. What the shit is going on here? But like taking it one episode at a time, whether it's a 30-minute or an hour-long episode, it's great. Like I thought I enjoyed binging stuff before, but now I'm enjoying like taking it slow and just watching an episode at a time. Like I wish there was more. When I'm watching an episode, like by the end of it, I'm like, man, I wish there was another one right now. But it helps me not feel so stressed about making the commitment to it, and not like as dumb as that sounds,
and not getting spoiled, because that's the thing with binge,
and also not getting spoiled
because with binge watching, and it's the Netflix thing where if you don't watch it within that weekend, you're probably gonna get it spoiled by the middle of next week, because everybody binges it on the weekend. I don't know how people fucking do it. I really don't know how they binge 13 episodes in a single.
No, dude,
I don't have that.
It's a lot of content. There's too much content.
Okay, here's a book that I detest. Not had root beer poured on it, but I didn't like it.
Walking Dead.
We could put all of Kirkman except Invincible under this.
Oh, I will throw Invincible in there too.
This book blew.
Do you see something that's in common with this one and the other one? It's fucking Lee Bermejo, man.
This book blew. Cliched, dull, a ripoff, nothing new, very pretty art, but doesn't make up for the fact that it was just a complete cliche. I was super disappointed in this book. I could see everything coming from the first page. Dull as dishwater.
Dishwater's pretty dull.
If you liked it, A3M, these are just my choices. I'm glad you liked it. That's all of this stuff is just our personal stuff. Anybody who likes it, I'm glad you did, and I'm not being sarcastic at all. I mean, good for you. You should be glad and keep it and cherish it. And I'm kind of jealous that you liked it so much. I wish I could have.
It's okay. You could be wrong.
I'm not glad that anyone enjoys anything. I'm not even glad that other people enjoy the shit that I enjoy. To be honest, like I just recommend books expecting to be in an echo chamber where no one listens to me, honestly. And then I can just sit by myself and talk about how great all the things that I've read are, and then no one else has read them, and they're gonna be like, "Dang."
I mean, to be fair, you steal toys from children at toy stores, so.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I'm a sociopath and I'm vindictive and hateful.
I don't remember. That was one of the first episodes. That was one of the first. I missed the evil Ryley stories when we first started out.
Yeah,
those were great stories, man. That toy
I
store
feel
was,
like I can't. I ran out of good stories. Number one, and number two, I feel like I'm gonna someone's gonna come down my throat and be like, "These stories aren't funny. You're not like, you're just a dick." And I'm like, "All right, shit." God, it's not like I'm trying to run for president or anything. I'm just trying to get a few laughs on the internet. Fuck,
dude, that toy store story still cracks me up every time I think.
No,
about
it was at school.
It was a school. Oh, it was school, right?
It was when I was in high school. And it was a Spider-Man figure that I found in my Latin class, which was in the same. Don't ask me why. I guess there was overcrowding with the classrooms, but it was in the same classroom as like a preschool class was in. And 14-year-old Ryley was like, "Oh shit, Spider-Man," and decided to jank that thing. Yeah, I got a lot. I got in. I don't want to say I got in a lot of trouble. I got in trouble in that class because we were in a preschool classroom and there was like Legos everywhere, and I would always be playing with the Legos. And I me, and not just me, but like me and some of the other guys, and we had to get separated. They were like, "Ryley, sit over there. You sit over there. You sit over there." And then I was going to get in more trouble. I remember one day I was sitting there and I was doing, I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was like messing with something. And the teacher was like, "Ryley," I don't remember what she said. And she was Greek. She had a really thick Greek accent. And she said my name and she was getting upset. And I was like, "Miss Kukatsikas, I don't know what you're going to do. You already separated me. Are you going to send me out into the hallway now? What?" I questioned her on that, and then everyone laughed, and so she kind of calmed down, and then we just went back to learning.
Ryley, why do you treat me this way?
Is that Greek?
Much.
I'm not sure what accent that was.
I think that was Jess was Natasha from the Rocky and Bullwinkle show for a second.
Muslim
Squirrel.
I used to love Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Okay, let's see here. We'll pick.
What was the one with the dog where they went back in time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The professor Grizzle drone. Time for this one to come home. Sherman.
Was it?
Professor. Sherman was the name of the kid, and the dog was the professor.
Oh my god. There was one, and then there was the one, the guy that he had.
Peabody. Exactly.
Yes, Professor Peabody. What was the other one? There was one about the guy that was a hunter.
Yeah, Mr. Peabody and Sherman. They made a movie of that recently.
No, they didn't. That was horrible. There was one. What was the one about the old guy who he was like a hunter and he wore the hunter's outfit? Every time he would tell about his hunter stories. Oh,
speaking of Commander McBragg.
Yes, Commander McBragg. I used to love Commander McBragg.
That was my nickname in college.
Was it?
Yeah, Commander. Hey, Commander. Commander McBragg. So says the brag of McBragg.
Oh man, I used to love Commander McBragg. We need a streaming service of that, like the classic stuff like that.
like a boomerang streaming service.
It's a boomerang streaming service. I'd subscribe to that.
Because we need something that now, like, if Netflix winds up being able to get all of the Nickelodeon stuff, because I know that they're making new Nickelodeon content, but if they wind up getting all the classic Nick stuff, then another streaming service needs to get all the old Cartoon Network stuff, and then all of the classic cartoon stuff that wound up appearing on Cartoon Network and being on Boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
That would be genius.
What's another?
I'd buy that for $1.
What's another book? Huh?
Another book?
What's another book that we hate?
Okay.
Can we just put a picture of Kirkman's face on there?
He's very punchable.
He looks like he'd be a dick in real life.
He looks like he'd say actually to everything that you said.
Actually,
this comic.
My brother-in-law called me out on being that guy, because every time he'll text me, I'll be like, actually. But I try and joke with him sometimes, and he doesn't get it. And so one time he sent me a picture of Brandon Routh as Superman in the TV thing, the Crisis, as Kingdom Come Superman, and I go, looks good, but he needs a mustache, because I was trying to make a joke about Henry Cavill, and he was like, dude, every single time, and I was like, I was trying to make a joke, bro, like, it's just a joke.
Hey, Witcher looks amazing. So Henry Cavill got out, and he that looks really good. I'm excited for Witcher. What do you got, Jess? What's the next book?
I have one of the most requested episodes of all time based on this comic. Drunk Ryley.
Oh, I remember that. That was last year, right? That's not going into the best of this year.
That was 2017. That's still back when it was just the three of us.
Oh, you know what the single best part about this book is the fact that I don't remember any of it.
Because you were drunk.
I think I literally drank away my memory of Civil War II.
Good. If only I could.
It's a magical feeling. Like, I remember it so little that honestly, a month ago, I was like, I saw a cheap copy of the book and I was like, I feel like I should read this again.
No.
And then, like, it's like the little angel and devil on my shoulder both popped up and they were like, no, you fucking idiot. And then I was like, okay.
They both were in agreement at that time.
Yeah. They're like, shake hands on that one. All right, we got this one. Put it back, bozo. You know how much you hated it. And I'm like, but I don't remember why I hated it. And they're like, it doesn't matter why you hated it. Don't spend money on it, dumbass.
There's not enough alcohol in the world for you to... Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, Endman 40, I actually can't sell you on Strangers in Paradise box set because I actually think that's his weakest work. I think Rachel Rising and Echo and Motor Girl are all better, to be quite honest.
Get Rachel Rising. Rachel Rising is incredible.
Yeah, Rachel Rising's great. So I can't sell you on that box set because you may not like it. It's very hit or miss with people. Some people love it, some people hate it. So I can't sell you on it. You're gonna have to take a chance on your own on that one. But Rachel Rising and Echo are great. And so is Motor Girl. I love Motor Girl.
I need to read that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is that the one with the monkey?
Yeah. Monkey's great.
I'm gonna admit I've never read anything Terry Moore except for his issues of Runaways.
Oh, dude, you need to read Rachel Rising. You would love that. That's right up your alley.
I'm gonna request someone to send that to me Terry Moore, send me a review copy of this book, please.
You're not just brag. They're not just going to send you comics when you ask for them.
Nobody sends me comics.
I mean, someone got us some TKO books.
That's true.
Y'all, you and Omar came back from whatever con, and you were like, and so gave us this, and so gave us this, and I'm sitting there like, shit, my mom gave me a new pair of pants for my birthday.
We did get some haulage at that place.
Yeah. Have you used your clout yet at a con, Jess? Or have you seen Omar use it yet? Yeah, the Omnidog clout.
The Colossus of Clout.
What is this clout you speak of? I don't have any clout.
You pull like the little strings a little bit, like, oh, I'm Omnidog. You don't know me? You haven't used that yet?
I have no desire to be embarrassed by that.
All right.
Omar, people recognize Omar, but I mean, fans recognize me, but no publishers or artists or anything know who the hell I am.
Yeah, Omar is the one with his hands in everyone's pocket, man. He's got Dark Horse. He's got Marvel. He probably could still have Viz, too.
He's got Dynamite, too.
He's got Dynamite.
Dynamite. Why do you think I've been talking about Dynamite this whole show? I'm like, let's get some Dynamite over here.
Chat Omnidog. I love Chat Omnidog. Mustache is magic.
Did either of y'all read Civil War 2, or did you guys just decide to skip on it?
I
because
skipped
of
it.
my drunken shenanigans just caused y'all to just...
Okay, so maybe I was super high when I read the first issue, but doesn't She-Hulk get hit with the rocket launcher by Thanos? And that's
yes.
Okay, so I wasn't high.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Thanos uses a goddamn rocket launcher. That was a first moment of issue, was like, why is Thanos using a rocket launcher? Number one. Like, who thought this was an idea to use? She-Hulk. And it had to have been some sort of like Titan-powered rocket launcher, because it legit takes her out of commission. That's why. What?
Does he ever explain why the rocket launcher is able to hurt She-Hulk?
I don't know. Because I think that if it did get explained, I probably drank it out of my mind. But the She-Hulk's out of commission, and then she comes back in the next series, and that's why she's all gray and scarred.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily that series was, the Tamaki series was good. I enjoyed it. I know Jess had enjoyed it when he read it. But still, what the fuck? Like, how? And War Machine gets taken out as well. I think he might have died. I don't remember. But there was some kid who was an Inhuman, and he could tell, like, when people were going to commit crime, and it was basically superhero Minority Report.
Yeah. War Machine is the Krillin of the Marvel Universe. He dies like every year, and they keep bringing him back. If he comes back one more time, he'll probably get like a free slushie or something like that, or a free ice cream from Dairy Queen or something like that on the gift card.
You know what? I'm usually very favorable towards most Marvel stuff because they publish more of the things that I like than what DC publishes. But Marvel's gotten really, really bad with explaining characters coming back to life.
Oh, yeah.
And the best example I have recently is Black Widow died back in, I think, Secret Empire, and then all of a sudden she's not dead, and I don't know how. Like, I don't think it was ever. And I'm not exaggerating. I literally read every single issue published by Marvel every week, and I don't know where she came back or how. She just all of a sudden was back. And I was like, all right, well, I guess freaking she's back. Here we go. And we've had since then two different Black Widow miniseries of varying quality, and I still don't know how she came back. I'm not complaining. Like, I'm glad she's back and stuff, but like, do a better job of reintroducing your characters when they come back to life, for Christ's sake. Like,
who's writing Widow now? Is it Wade? No, Wade.
No. he only did 12 issues. There was a mini series by the Soska sisters, who are like film. I think they're directors. And then there's another mini series currently called Web of the Black Widow, which I think is by Jody Hauser. And they're both good. They're both good reads. I've enjoyed them, but where the fuck did she come from?
Time Stone.
That's my only. Yeah, I don't know. It probably was some weird gem shit because there was a lot of stuff with it. Someone in the chat's probably going to be like, it was this issue. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I completely forgot because again, I read too many things. It's one of those things that happens. But it obviously if it happened somewhere, it wasn't memorable enough for me, and that's the problem. How'd
you feel before we move on? How'd you feel about the ending of Absolute Carnage? Because I heard it was. I haven't finished it. I've heard it's rather abrupt.
I'm a few issues or a few weeks behind right now.
Okay.
On everything, I'm trying to catch up right now on everything. I didn't even know it had ended. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, it ended like last week. I think it was.
But I think there's still the schedule of releases still has stuff coming out in December that relates to Absolute Carnage. But also, with something like Absolute Carnage, by which I mean like a mini series that is part of an ongoing series, like it's in an event that for all intents and purposes is just part of Donny Cates' ongoing Venom. I don't really put my money on that having a terribly satisfying conclusion because it's just going to bleed back into whatever's happening with Venom. So whatever happens there, I know I'm just going to be on my edge to see what happens next in the ongoing series. Speaking of, and also going back to Omar's clout, we got them to add issue 16 of Venom into that omnibus.
That's amazing.
Hey.
Like enough people said something that Omar went back to David and was like, hey, y'all need to add this issue in that omnibus.
Just goes to show if you bitch and moan enough, you get what you want in life.
Yeah, just like Sonic the movie.
Oh, that was an improvement. I was really impressed with that. Jess, what you got?
Chad Omnidog's wife is now reading A Walk Through Hell at my suggestion.
Ooh.
She yelled at him from the front room that she is liking it. Well done, my friend. Yes.
I love that horror show.
Fun show. Watch The Descent. That was a good movie.
I need to watch
like that.
That's a really good movie.
You need to watch 1408.
That's a King adaptation, right?
1408?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it was based on a novella that he wrote that I read. And of course, I've forgotten all about it now, so it's perfect.
Yeah, I need to watch Doctor Sleep also. I'm not.
That was my wife's favorite movie of the year.
I'm not doing movie theaters anymore, man. I'm done with the fucking movie theaters outside of the Marvel stuff. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm just now. I will just wait for that shit to come out. I will just wait and just watch it in the comfort of my own home at this point.
You're mean now.
I hate people in the movie theaters. The last few times I've gone, I've wanted to kick every single person I've been next to. I hate it. I'm not doing the movie theater thing anymore.
Does your theater have the reclining seats and stuff?
Oh yeah. What they don't have is like the Alamo, where if you don't shut up, they kick you the fuck out. So, God, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I don't want to do it.
Man, because ours are legit. Like the only time in recent memory that we've had any issue, or I've had any issue, and I just swallowed it because I can't do anything about it, was when we saw Frozen 2 this past weekend, and a lot of the kids were really noisy. But I'm like, it's a kids movie. I can't say anything.
Yeah, are you gonna be that jackass that goes "shut up" in a kids movie when all the kids are singing the songs?
I would have been, but my wife was there, so no.
Texas man escorted out a Frozen 2 movie for yelling at children.
I just wanted to enjoy the movie.
No, I'm done. I'm not doing it. The last 2 times, people checking their phones, people talking, and
dude, when I saw that, just gave me some memories here. When I was watching John Wick 3, I went on a random weeknight, and somehow that theater got full. and this dude got the ticket right next to me, and his phone went off like a million times, at least a million. And I was like sitting there like, oh my God, does no one care? Does no one care that this guy, and he was right next to me, and like I was trying to give him like the most passive aggressive looks that I could give him, but he's not paying attention to me. He's only paying attention to his phone. And I'm like, dude, if I were any like less of a wuss, I'd probably say something to you, but I'm like, I don't want confrontation. I just want to enjoy this movie.
The movie that broke me was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where I went to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and there was one jackass in the back of the theater that was laughing for every little scene. Brad Pitt would say something like, "Oh, I'll take care of it," and he goes, "Ha ha!" That's all you heard.
Oh no!
And he kept doing that throughout the whole. And the movie's 3 fucking hours long, and he kept doing it throughout that whole fucking movie. At the end, I wanted to throw my shoe at him. Oh my God, it broke me. I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done with theaters. I'm not doing it unless it's like a Marvel film or something we have to do for Omni. I'm not fucking doing it anymore.
So movie theaters are going into the list of things you're not thankful for this year.
It's going on that list.
Yeah. Yeah, can't do it. Just seeing movies at the Alamo. That's it. Nobody messes with anybody at the Alamo.
That's why they remember the Alamo.
That's right, baby.
What else you got, Jess?
Well, this may only apply to me because I may be the only one that read this book in the 3 of us, but I know lots of other people might have read this book, but this is truly an awful experience.
Oh,
I'm not thankful for this book at all.
You're a Neil Adams fan, though.
I grew up worshiping the guy. It's really hard when you meet your idols and they don't turn out to be what you wanted them to be.
You didn't pay $40 for that signature?
No. I'd say it's more the experience of this re-inking and recoloring and crappy writing that have caused me to rethink my idolization. This has just been an awful, awful realization that he's not a godlike person. He's a nut job.
And he's the George Lucas of comics.
And he's a Hollow Earther, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Pump the brakes. What?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No. What? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I typed in Neil Adams H and it pops up Hollow Earth.
Yeah,
right?
like a quarter of this book takes place underground in the hollow earth, and he bases it on his beliefs. It's the nuttiest mess of a book, I think. It goes all over the place.
You're not bullshitting. Like, he's really a Hollow Earther.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so is this
his manifesto?
now I'm like I'm putting pieces together with I'm connecting the dots back to the Savage Land.
You're seeing where it started.
I'm making myself upset right now is what's happening.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I thought you knew.
Dude, freaking he must have gone and seen the new Godzilla movie and been like, oh yeah, this is it.
Oh my god, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, a quarter of this book takes place with a civilization that is underground and has its own underground Batman and Robin that flies around on these flying lizards with wings, underground, Hollow Earth.
Oh,
Absolutely. And that's just a quarter of the book. The other 3/4 are all over the map. And I'm sorry, he's gotten older and he just can't quite draw like he used to. He needs an inker to tighten him up. I'm sorry, it happens. But he is just not a good writer. As a writer, he is a really good artist, but that's it.
Oh, it happens. People fall off. It can be a young man's game as well.
Yeah, this book is not. I lost it in the flood with the Neil Adams Omnibus, and it did not get replaced.
And you didn't care to replace it?
No, I didn't really lose anything with this one.
If you want to send Jeff a replacement copy, you can mail it to.
No, now it's out of print. Now it goes for $150 on eBay.
Really?
And there are people trying to pay for that too.
God damn. Is it the dinosaur thing? It's the dinosaur thing. It is. Just admit it. It's the dinosaur thing.
No. It's
Jess is like, that's not what the dinosaurs looked like.
Oh, damn, Ryley, that's low fruit, man.
And with that, I have to go help my wife to set up for Thanksgiving.
Have fun, man.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for hating with me, guys. Y'all have good Thanksgivings. Enjoy. As Jess likes to say, peace and love.
All right, dude. Take care.
I might not be thankful for these books, but I'm thankful as hell for you guys.
Right on, buddy.
All right, rock on, guys. I'll see you.
Have a good Thanksgiving, brother.
All right. This sounds like a good time for us to give away the IST card.
Ooh.
So let's go.
What you got,
my
Jeff?
Gmail account.
Okay.
And I will temporary error. What? No. Okay, there it is. Okay.
You got a question, Ron?
Let me put in the. No, I was just going to do a number generator, unless you've got a question you want to ask.
I don't, but I got you, man.
Okay. Nice.
We don't want to get demonetized, so we'll stop right there.
Okay. In the chat, I've just sent our Omnibroslive at gmail.com. That is our email address. So, if you want the IST gift card, it's a $50 gift card, and you live actually, you don't have to live in the United States. If you're willing to pay shipping, you can live anywhere around the world. You just have to be willing to pay shipping. So, in-stock trades, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off, loyalty discounts add 2% to that. They're having a crazy Black Friday sale all week.
Uh-huh.
If you order $50 or more worth of books, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's instocktrades.com. Omnibroslive at gmail.com. Send us your email address that you use with IST. Put in the subject line, I don't know, IST giveaway.
Okay. And what's the question?
I will use a random number generator to pick the winner. That's right. I use a random number generator.
What's the question for all the our fans out there today?
What's that?
And what's the question for all of our fans?
Oh, I wasn't gonna. I was just gonna have them send in their names.
Oh, okay, cool.
Unless you have a question you want to ask.
Oh, I don't got anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, go ahead. Let's see if we have any We have okay. Okay. They're coming in now. Omnibroslive@gmail.com for a chance to win the send now. Okay. IST $50 gift card. Send in your email address that you use at IST. Could be different than the one you're sending it from tonight. So I have to know the one you're going to use with IST. That's how they identify you in your account. That is what I'm telling you.
Well, while this comes in, are you going to sit down and watch The Irishman tonight?
You're going to do that?
Are you going to sit down and watch The Irishman? Netflix.
Oh, God, that's a 3-hour movie.
3-hour-and-a-half long movie. Yeah.
No.
I'm tempted to
watch Room 1408.
I'm tempted to sit through it, but it's so long. I'm going to sit through it tomorrow morning. It's a Scorsese film, so I'm a huge Scorsese fan.
Okay, good. We're getting some good numbers up there. I can see that. I would say that I got to watch Room 1408 first, and then Friday we are going to sit down like around 6 or 6:30 and watch Nightmare Before Christmas for the first time.
You've never seen it?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good movie. It's a real good movie, man. It's a classic. I love watching that movie.
I know. That's what everybody says.
It still holds up pretty well. I mean, the animation and the stop motion they use is still pretty well.
I'm pretty excited to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks because it gets lumped into Tim Burton's filmography. It's not even Tim Burton's. He didn't direct it. He produced it.
Oh, is that it?
He didn't direct. He produced it, and everybody associates Tim Burton with it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it looks like they've stopped coming in now. So I'm cutting it off. Oh, you just got in there.
Hey.
You can perish. Okay, so let's see, where did it start? Because it's at the very end.
Wait, they don't do balloons anymore at the Thanksgiving parade?
Oh no, the problem is tomorrow there's going to be wind gusts that are going to make it almost impossible for them to do it.
Lame. That's lame. That's disappointing. I say take the risk. Have them out there. What you got, Justin? You got a winner? The suspense is killing me right now.
No, I goofed up.
Uh-oh.
All right, okay, wait. Random number generator. Okay.
You goofed up, Jess?
I typed in the, I typed in the wrong number for Max. One. Okay. Whoever the first person was gets it. Oh, you've already won, dude.
Oh, it's got to go to somebody else. It's got to go to somebody else.
What are you doing that with?
I'm using YouTube. I need a soundboard. I want to get a soundboard.
1, 2, okay, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Do we have a winner?
Yes, I do.
Hey, there we go.
It is the fabulous Molly Foley.
Hey! Congratulations!
Molly Foley is the winner. So
No way.
congratulations, Molly. I have I will email Omar, and since tomorrow is Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, I don't know that IST's open Friday. So you may not get an acknowledgement email from Emily until Monday. I can't promise you anything because I don't know for sure. I don't work for IST. I just promote them. So it may be Monday before you hear from them. So don't worry about it. But you are the winner, Molly Foley, and I will make sure that all the proper information is sent to Omar, who will relay it to Emily. So, Lou, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at Comics Guide 101 on Facebook, YouTube, and all those other social media platforms, and Twitter.
And you can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and Omnidogs_Vault on Instagram. And Omnibroslive will have a show tomorrow around 5:00 p.m. for those of you who have eaten already or are getting ready to eat and don't have anything to do. Gabe and I are going to do a Q&A for like an hour just to have fun with those of you who are just hanging out and want something to do and ask me questions about Strangers in Paradise and things like that.
I might be joining you for that because my family, for whatever reason, because they love Black Friday shopping, decided to do Thanksgiving dinner at 2:00.
Oh,
Yeah, I found that out today. I was like, oh, what time do you want me over? Oh, 2:00 tomorrow. I'm like, are you kidding me? Is that when you're doing dinner? Like, yeah, because then we go shopping. I'm like, oh, okay then. All right.
All right. Well, it could be Luis too.
I might be on tomorrow. We'll see.
Great.
It will be live from a Best Buy in Orlando, Florida, me fighting somebody.
All right. So thank you to our fabulous sponsor, InStockTrays.com. Thank you to the chat. You were wonderful. And thank you to our viewers. And as always, please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Good night, everybody.